Hello everybody, welcome to Hell's Kitchen. This game is aggressively mid. Fortunately, this game isn't wildly popular. This game only has 7.1k active players at the moment, and it has about 16.3 million visits at the moment. So it's not nearly as egregious as something like Lox Fruits. However, even then, I don't get it. There's absolutely nothing about this game that should even be able to retain 1,000 players. How do you play this game? Well, basically, you are split into two teams that are sometimes shuffled up. The goal here is to cook as fast and well as possible and get a high score. The problem is, getting this high score is brain dead easy. Sure, you can slip up by overcooking something, but that's about as hard as this game gets. This game is so brain-dead simple. A blindfolded baby with cognitive disabilities can probably play this game and get a high score. For reference, I have played this game for about an hour-ish, and I can consistently score above 145. The game also doesn't feel very good in that you're trying to cook as fast as possible, but you're walking slower than a crawl. For a game like this, I think the most important things you need to have is you need to be fast, and you need to have precise cooking, and reward people for cooking and placing stuff precisely. And this game does none of that. Because, well, the game is brain dead simple, the difficulty is non-existent, and precision is basically a joke because you don't need any. And the game even feels awful because you walk so slow. Anyhow, you're also interrupted by minigames in a while, and those minigames are really nothing fancy. There's like an obstacle course that is just the same obstacle course every single time, a find the lamb sauce minigame, and a tag minigame. There might be more, but those are the ones I found in my 1 hour of playing this game. There are also a bunch of power-ups that require you to pay cash to be able to use. Fortunately, this cash I'm talking about here is not real-life money. It's not Robux. It's just in-game currency. However, most of these power-ups are really boring, such as making someone just move slower as if they aren't slow enough already, making your cooking go faster, being immune to getting eliminated for a round. However, the most outrageous thing in this game is that this game is pay to win. Specifically, because of shift to run. Who on God's glorious green earth thought that this was a good idea? Like, whoever did this is going straight into hell. The deepest pits of hell. There's gonna be the Blox Fruits developers, and then there's whoever this developer is. They're going straight to the deepest pits of hell. Okay, obviously that was a joke. I don't think I need to say that Blox Fruits developers did some much more egregious things that make a pay-to-win Game Pass, but anyways. This Game Pass is basically the definition of pay-to-win in this game, because what you literally go like twice as fast as every other player in the game. Why do I know this? It's not because I paid for it, it's because I went up against somebody with this Game Pass. If you have this Game Pass, you basically just win against anybody who does not. Mind you, the person with the Game Pass I was going up against was really bad, because sometimes they'd score lower than me. How do you do that when you're moving twice my speed? In the end though, I still lost because, well, they're moving twice as fast as me. What am I supposed to do about that? Nothing. That's what. Nothing. There's nothing you can do about somebody who literally moves twice as fast as you. Another outrageous part of its game design is that if a person chooses to not play the game and they don't make anything, their score will not be counted into the average. Who on earth designed this? Take a look at this one right here. 2 people on my team did not finish pre-service. So, technically, right here, we should have lost, because our actual average would be 152 plus 144 divided by 4, which is an incredibly low 74, way lower than the other team's 130. But, guess what our average is? It's double that. It's 148, because it did not account for the 2 players who did absolutely nothing. And even though the other team was the one where everybody was playing the game, guess what? The two people who are absolutely awful at the game and probably have 10 motor disabilities get to stay in the game, while the other team, where everybody is fully playing the game, has to choose between two people to vote out. Who thought this was good game design? If I were to guess, the purpose of this is to make sure that an AFK player, or a player who is there to troll, doesn't ruin the experience for an entire team. However, the game makes you choose between the lowest scores to vote, and when they calculate who scores the lowest, this dash here that is not counted to the average is basically considered a 0, so they're going to end up on lowest scores. So this is just a completely unnecessary feature, because if someone is trolling, almost all the time, they are going to get voted out immediately. You know what they could have done instead? They could have done something super simple, adding onto this already existing mechanic. They boo everyone out who did nothing, then they calculate the averages. This is such a simple thing. Why did no one think of this? Why is a goddamn 16-year-old thinking of this for an entire flipping why is a 16-year-old thinking of this for this entire studio? Metavision Studios, what are you doing? Do all of your developers have double-digit IQ? Do all your developers have single-digit IQ? Do you guys have brain damage? It's just bad. I don't know. There's so many design issues in this game. Like, this game has a good concept, and they somehow managed to mess every last thing up. It is genuinely impressive. It feels like it's on purpose. Anyhow, so how would I change the game for it to, well, not be trash? Well, first, make everyone go faster. About as fast as everybody who used shift to run. And speaking of shift to run, remove that goddamn thing. Why is it there? When you're designing a Roblox game pass that you need to pay real money to buy, you should not have it give a gameplay advantage. And you should even less have it give a gameplay advantage that is only obtainable through said game pass and not to free-to-play players. So, this shift to run thing, it needs to go. There's no reason for it to be there. Second of all, the entire cooking process needs to be harder. Immediately on the top of my head, the things I think about are pantry, fridge, chop, and assemble. Fry, boil, and oven cook, they can remain easy, although you could also add a few mini-games to them. But the first 4 ones I just mentioned are the ones that I think should change. Pantry and fridge should not just highlight the ingredients that you need. Instead, your recipe should have an ingredient list, and you need to find them. It's still easy, but you need to put a few more brain cells into it. For chop, right now you can just frantically flick your mouse up and down, and you do it. It should not be like that. You should be able to mess up your chop. And for assemble, things should not just snap into place as soon as you click on it, because right now you can just click on the ingredients, click, and they all snap into place. That absolutely should not be how it works. You should be able to mess up the assemble. Now, are the developers going to take my suggestion? Probably not. They're most likely not actually idiots. They're money hungry. Surprise, surprise, Roblox developers being money hungry, never heard of that before. I would compare it to a Roblox alternative if I could. My friend suggested Dare to Cook, but as of recording this, I haven't played that game, so I'm not going to compare it. I am going to compare it to Overcooked, which is not a Roblox game. Overcooked is a fast-paced cooking game that, even though I am not a big fan of cooking games, I had some pretty nice enjoyment out of it. There was more micromanagement, you got to run around, it was like a panic fest and it was fun. This game would be more fun if there was more micromanagement and more skill needed to successfully cook a dish. But there is none of that, and Hell's Kitchen has a pitifully low skill ceiling, and that's the biggest problem it has. And it is also the reason I don't quite understand why it is able to retain 7,000 players. Because you can master the game in an hour. Anyway, I'm done here. Make sure to subscribe, watch my other content, or don't if you didn't like this. Do stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.